kill them, period. Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today, from the title of this video, basically I'm just going to talk about me running for Miss Junior. Just to give everyone a little bit of a background, I guess. DSU just had their elections for student government and royal court. Basically, you do different things around the school. You have a title that you have to uphold. You have to actually do things in that role. So like Mr. and Miss Junior, they're kind of like the face of the junior class. Mr. and Miss Sophomore, the face of sophomore class. Mr. and Miss Freshman, stuff like that. So I ran for Miss Junior. So basically I'm going to try to tell you my experience with that, start to finish. So basically my freshman year, I didn't really know what royal court was or if I even wanted to be a part of it, but my friend was running for Miss Freshman, so I supported her through her campaign. I didn't really know too much about the campaigning aspect of it, but I just knew I had an idea of what she had to do, what she had to campaign for, and what she was trying to do for our school. And everyone throughout the year was just like, oh, you know, you should have ran for Miss Freshman. I think you would have been really good for it, but by then it was too late. And so my freshman year, my GPA was not that good, and you have to run the year before for the next year. So if I wanted to be Miss Sophomore, I would have had to have run my freshman year. But my freshman year was very interesting with my grades. I had to get my life together, so I couldn't run for Miss Sophomore. But I finally had my life together this year, and my grades were back on track, and everyone kept saying, you know, you probably should run for Miss Junior. And I really thought about it, and I really sat down, and I was like, let's just do it. Let's just do it. And I really started thinking about, you know, the impacts that I could have on our school, and I knew I wanted to leave my mark. And I knew that I wasn't really happy with the way some things had been handled the year before, so I just decided, yeah, why not? I'm gonna run for it. So there was this whole process that you have to do. You can't just say, I wanna run, and then be on ballot. You have to go through an interview process. You have to go through, they have to look and make sure you don't have any judicials. Like, it's a lot of stuff that you have to do. And I remember I had first got accepted. Like, it's like 3 stages you got to go through. So the first stage is you have to get all of your stuff in on time. You got to get your resume, you got your recommendations, your application. All of that has to be in order and turned in at a specific time. And then you have to go to it's like a workshop. Then you have to go to a workshop, and the workshop was like 3 hours long, and basically they just talk to you about the different positions, how everything's gonna be with campaigning, how you're supposed to campaign, different things, so just so you can kind of get yourself prepared. And it was a lot of it was very informational. In my interview, I did not think that I did good at all. I honestly was very sad after my interview, because I was just like, they asked me all these different questions. I had no idea, like I had no answers. It was just very interesting. Like, okay, let me give you an example. So for one of the questions, they said, what would someone not know about you by just looking at you? I hope I said that grammatically correct. But yeah, and I said that I like to sleep. But yeah, so that was my interview was very interesting, but apparently I did somewhat okay because I made it past those cuts. So once you make it past those cuts, then you're basically on ballot. So let me backtrack a little bit. Honestly, I was a little late. I didn't have my photo shoots done for my flyers. My platform was kind of shaky when I first started. I didn't really know exactly what I was doing. The people who I was running against, they both had ran last year, so they kind of already knew what they were going to do. I didn't really have those logistics. I didn't know the ins and outs yet. So I was pretty much just winging it. That's really what it was. I was just winging it. So boom, then Corona hit before campaign season. So we couldn't really do dorm walks. We couldn't have a table in MLK talking about what we wanted to do for the school. It was very interesting. We found out that the whole campaign was going to be online. So when I found out that it was all going to be online, I was kind of excited because I was just like, okay, I feel like I have a pretty good social media following from DSU. Like I think I could pull this through. And so campaigning started on April 13th at 12 a.m. on the dot. And I remember I was with my friends and I had not gotten my flyers approved yet because I had to, my pictures, oh my goodness, I was supposed to have a photo shoot, but because Corona messed everything up, all of my clothes were at school, all of my suits and stuff were at school. So I had to order a whole nother suit, figure out how I was going to get my pictures taken. My friend was supposed to take my pictures, but he bailed, and so I literally took all of my pictures for my flyer from my iPhone camera, and it just was what it was. And so I had to struggle to get those done. I had to struggle to get my speech done, and my speech, it was so windy outside and you couldn't even really hear me, and I was very upset, but I had to get something sent in, so that's just what it was. And so April 13th at 12 a.m. this was literally me looking at everybody's posts, because this was a whole new world. Like I was not ready for this, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like I gotta come harder. Like I had all my flyers set up, I had all the social media challenges that I wanted to do, but I'm just like, everybody else is doing this and then some, and I'm just doing the bare minimum, and this is just not okay. And then I was like, Mom, like we really gotta step it up. Like we really gotta do something. So the first couple of days, it was just, you know, posting flyers. Everybody was posting flyers. Some people had some videos that they wanted to do, but I was just like, I really need to do something that's going to stand out. And I decided that I was going to do a video, and I was going to redo my speech, because there was one day in particular when everyone posted their speech and I did not feel confident in my speech, so I was not going to post it. And once I realized that I needed to redo it, I got it redone, and my video was tough. Like my video was tough. I'm gonna insert it right here. So I posted that video. It was tough. It had great feedback. One of the most fun things that I did in my campaign was I had game night, and everybody said that my questions were a little hard, but I told y'all they were gonna be hard. As the campaigning kind of went on, like my drive to help the school got harder too. Like I don't know, it was weird. It was like the schools, everybody be posting it, and just seeing people who I didn't know support me and posting my, oh yeah, I'm gonna vote for you, da 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 da. It just made me want to make their experience at our school better, if that makes sense. So voting day, it was really crazy. So voting day is usually one day, but because of quarantine and everything, it was 4. So the day that voting had opened up, it was very emotional for me, because one, I was very nervous, and I was just like, I really hope all of my hard work pays off, you know, because I really worked my butt off during that campaign season. And honestly, everybody did. Like, special shout outs to the Integrity Administration, Tess and Samaj, because they did that. Like, oof, they really did that. The first day of voting was very emotional for me, because if you know me, you know that my grandparents had passed away on April 2nd and April 4th. due to corona. And my grandmom, y'all know my grandmom is my everything. She was my everything. She was my best friend, my supporter. Like, she was, oh my goodness, I miss her so much. I had to deal with all of my grandparents' stuff at the same time that I'm trying to pass all of my classes, and the same time that I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do for this campaign season. I'm trying to plan funerals, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that. Whole time campaign season is going, but the world isn't gonna stop because you had a death in your family. Like, everybody's still going hard, so I also had to do that. And I remember it was a lot, and I was trying to hold it all in, and I was just like, I just need to wait until April 27th and I will be cool. I can let it out after that. The day of voting, I woke up. It's gonna make me emotional talking about it, oh my god. So I had a dream, and both of my grandparents were in the dream. And I don't know if y'all are like really in touch with like spirits and stuff, but I believe in like spirits and people watching over you and stuff. And they had came to me the night before in my dream and basically were just talking to me. And I remember I was talking to my grandma. Oh my goodness, I was talking to my grandma, and she had a tattoo on her back, and my grandma didn't have any tattoos, but she knew, like, I don't know, for some, I just felt like she knew that I was about to get this tattoo dedicated to them, and like that was her way of showing like, okay, like, I think it's a really nice gesture. Y'all really might think this is crazy, but like, this is just really how I think. And my pop was there too, and they both looked younger, and we were all just talking, and it was just really, I woke up the next morning and I remember I called my best friend Tyler and I told her, and I just started crying because I just thought it was like, I didn't think it was a coincidence that they both came to me the day voting started. Like, and I felt like that was just them telling me that they were proud of me, and oof, that they were proud of me, and yeah, and that was a very emotional day. It still makes me tear up. So the day that they actually announced it, I don't know, I just kind of had a feeling that this wasn't my blessing, if that makes sense. Like, when they announced it, I already kind of knew who was gonna win. Shout out to Charisma, because period, she did that. When they announced it, I wasn't really sad or anything, because throughout the whole campaign, like, and it was honestly a really good experience, and I really feel like if you have the chance to run for anything, you should do it, because like throughout the whole campaign, like, even though me and Charisma were like going against each other, we still were like I don't know, she would just like see something that I did and she would just like, this was a really good idea, or I would see like a video that she posted and I'm like, this is really cute, and we were just like, there was no beef, there wasn't any like animosity or anything. It was just a clean race, and yeah, and I honestly, I wasn't upset that she won or anything, because I knew and I know that Charisma's gonna do a great job as Miss Junior, because her drive is genuine, her voice is like, what she wants to do is genuine, and I stand on it, and I'm here for it, period. So after elections had concluded, Miss Kiana had basically the director of all of that basically emailed and was like, we still have positions that aren't fulfilled, so basically just sent back what she gave us a list of what was available, and basically told us if we wanted to do it, we had to apply for it. And yeah, so I still wanted to do something or be a part of like SGA or Royal Court or whatever, because I regardless of if I won or not, I was going to make my mark on DSU, and I'm still going to do everything that I said that I was going to do in my campaign. Like, just because I lost Miss Junior does not mean that I'm about to stop. So now I am vice president of the junior class, and like I said, I don't think that being Miss Junior was my blessing, and I think I'm actually, no, I feel like this role is better fit for me, if that makes sense. And I believe that everything happens for a reason, and being vice president of the junior class board is my blessing. For our junior class board, we have 5 people on it. We have our secretary, we have Mr. and Miss Junior, and then we have president and vice president, and we're all working together. So me and Charisma, like even when we were running against each other, we still said no matter who wins, we're still going to help each other. We're still going to share our ideas with each other, and that's exactly what we're doing now. And honestly, I'm perfectly fine with how elections turned out. So that was the story. I hope I wasn't too jumpy or roundy, because sometimes I do that when I tell my stories. Sorry. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share. And yeah.